So I'm feeling really anxious right now at this moment in time. My heart is racing as I'm saying these words. My chest is really tight. And I have a couple of ideas about why this might be the case, but I thought this could be a good opportunity to just hop on camera and talk it out. Maybe explain exactly what's going on in my body and how I'm processing it in order to feel better. What I would usually do when I'm feeling like this. So there's two reasons why I think I'm feeling really anxious right now. The first one is that I had a cup of coffee on an empty stomach. Big cup of coffee, and I only drink a few cups of coffee a week because I'm really sensitive to caffeine. But like, this is to be expected. Whenever I drink coffee, especially on an empty stomach, my fucking hands start shaking. Like, that's how bad it gets. I really shouldn't have caffeine. Now, I can't explain the science of that to you, but I can give you the other main reason why I think I'm anxious right now. And that's that I'm going out tonight. It's a Friday evening as I'm recording this, and I'm going out for a mutual friend's birthday. A group of us are all going out in London. Gonna go on like a bar crawl. And I'm usually okay in these kinds of situations, but I guess I'm kind of noticing a pattern. And I think that it's all linked to my upbringing, my childhood, certain things that happened to me in school. And I should mention that the group of people I'm going to see, so a few guys who I haven't seen in a long time, but I know them from school, so there's that link already there. I had a lot of things happen to me in school. I'll give you the short answer, but I basically moved 100 miles south when I was 11 and joined this new school and had no friends for 2 years, got extremely bullied, got taken in by a group, but it turns out they were just bullying and mocking me. Was basically like the laughing stock of the whole year group at points, and basically I just became super introverted as a way of protecting myself. I thought that if I went unnoticed, if I tried to go through the day talking to as few people as possible, then that would protect me. That would protect me from more harm and ridicule coming to me. And that's kind of a part of my story. That's why I make videos now appealing to introverted people and how to move on from that and grow in confidence. But it's lately that I've been becoming more aware of how these feelings are affecting me now, because I thought I'd move forward and I identify as a confident person now, but there are lots of subtle ways that these things kind of rise to the surface and you suppress them. Like, I suppressed these feelings for years. For years I couldn't even admit out loud that I got bullied, because I think admitting it would make it real. And obviously when you're that young, even if it's not your fault, even if I tell myself it's not my fault, you treat it as if that's the case. You can't separate yourself from it. At that age, you just think that anything bad happens to you. It's not really a conscious process, but anything bad happens to you, you think it's your fault. It's just how we are when we're kids. So where am I going with this? So let's talk about what anxiety is, because I've been learning about this recently. So this might sound somewhat obvious, but your anxiety is is one of the ways your body is producing this fight or flight response. It's a way of alerting your body to potential dangers in your environment. You're either going to fight or you're either going to flee. Like, we all know this. But on another level, taking it further than that, anxiety is part of what we call protective strategies. So when your body starts reacting to potential dangers in the environment, anxiety is what happens to protect you. It happens because you're anticipating some kind of pain. You're anticipating it and your body's telling you, okay, let's make a decision. Am I going to stay or am I going to go? And what I've realized is obviously there's experiences nowadays which bring up anxiety in me. Like this night out, for instance. I'm nervous about meeting new people, which is normal. Same way I'd be nervous about public speaking. All of these things are normal. But what I'm realizing is a lot of what's happening to me now in terms of anxiety and things happening in my present day life, the really eye-opening realization for me is that a lot of this, it's not me reacting to the present moment. It's not me reacting to meeting new people right now at this point in my life, or me going and doing a presentation at work, let's say. My body is actually reacting to what we call emotional memories. Now, this is quite a difficult topic to explain, but so when I was getting bullied when I was younger, the anxiety made sense for me to feel then. You know, the danger in the environment was real. When I started feeling anxious, there was a real chance that it was for a reason, that someone was about to bully me or bring shame to me. The anxiety is there to protect you from danger. And taking that a level further, what does danger mean? Danger means negative emotions. Danger means pain. Even when it's not physical pain, it could be mental pain. It could be emotions like humiliation, shame, disappointment. These are all the things I've been learning about. This is what anxiety is there to protect you from. The point is, when my body was having that reaction with this anxiety, it was there to protect me for a reason. But basically, the mind is a very complex thing, and this is all subconscious. This is not stuff we're even aware of, but your brain starts to create patterns and really complicated ways of protecting yourselves from feeling these negative emotions. So over time, let's say I moved on from school, the danger wasn't there anymore. My brain is still following the old scripts, the old strategies that it used to protect me from that danger. So gradually the fear shifts from the bullying experiences, the pain that brought me, shifts away from those experiences, and I begin to fear the feeling itself. Not the experience, but the feeling of that emotional pain, of being humiliated in front of all my classmates and, getting ridiculed and mocked and bullied. I still fear that feeling. So any kind of experience in future, even when I'm not in danger, if there's a remote possibility that I could experience this negative emotion, if I could feel that bad as I felt before, like I said, even if there's no danger, even if there's no real risk of getting bullied, like I'm grown now, I'm a man. Some people are not very nice, but not many people nowadays are going to go out of their way to bully me. Or at least I'd hope that would be the case. But any kind of experience where I know that I'm opening up myself to the possibility of feeling those negative emotions again. So again, going back to these two examples, I'm meeting people tonight. Most of the time when this happens, they're nice, they're perfectly normal people. But in my brain, there's always a 1% chance that they could humiliate me. They could bring those painful feelings back to me. Same when you do like a speech at work or do some public speaking in that kind of context. I know that my colleagues, they're professional. They're not going to fucking laugh at me like my classmates did. If something goes wrong, they're not going to hate me. They're not going to start laughing because the danger is no longer there at this point in my life. But does my brain know that? Can my brain recognize what's going on right now? No, it's still following the old scripts. So this is why anxiety is so complicated. Because it's rather than our body reacting to what's unfolding in front of us, to the current day events, your brain's reacting to these deep-rooted emotional memories. And that's not the same as normal memories. Emotional memories are a bit different. Emotional memory, rather than like one specific event, it's like a pattern of events. It's like all of those bullying memories all jumbled up into one. Like, I couldn't give you one experience that is the main cause of all this anxiety, because that's not how the nervous system works. I should have mentioned this earlier. It's the nervous system at the root of all this that produces the anxiety response. It kind of acts independently of your mind and puts you in fight or flight mode because it holds onto like the memories of these emotions, of these painful feelings. It's almost like a separate brain. It's kind of interesting. But basically, and this, I'm just kind of coming to this conclusion right now, like just as I'm talking to you, me just bringing this all out into the open, explaining with clarity what's going on. I feel about 50% less anxious than I did when I turned on the camera. And the reason for that is awareness. Awareness is a superpower. Not just awareness, but like, well, yeah, awareness, like recognizing that this is what's going on in my body, that right now, like my body, my nervous system isn't reacting to what's going on in front of me that will happen tonight. Like my coach said this to me. It's all based on the past, on past things that have happened to you, because you have no way of what's going to happen later. Your nervous system is anticipating that pain, that something bad will happen to you. But you have no way of confirming that because you can't predict the future. So it's all reacting to past experiences, past memories. Now, what I've just done on this call, right in front of you, is I've separated right now what I'm feeling right now from not only what's going on at the moment. Well, no, that's what I've done. I've separated what's going on like right now in my body from what's happening to me in real life. Because I know that right now my body isn't reacting to right now. It's reacting to the past. It's reacting to a memory, a time when I was in danger, but I'm not in any danger now. I'm not at risk. I felt anxious about like sitting down to even record this. And I think that's because the layers are so deep. It's like my fear of visibility, my fear of going noticed in school. You know, I was just trying to keep my head down. That sometimes comes up when I'm on camera. Not all the time, but like right now, as I'm feeling this, I think that's what it's linked to. But none of this is real. This is not my reality right now. I'm reacting to the emotional memory. So awareness is the secret, just being aware this is what's going on. This is not you. This is not you like right now. This is the past version of you. So try and have a think about what that emotional memory could be for you. Question I like to ask myself when I'm going through this anxiety or I'm experiencing a negative emotion. I ask myself like, what period of time in my life does this remind me of? Like separating it from my present day experience, what does this remind me of? And almost always the answer is, you know, I feel like that scared 13-year-old who used to like fucking hide in the bathroom cubicle before registration because he was too afraid to face his classmates because he would get bullied. So yeah, think about what the pattern is for you and try and become aware of it. That's all, man.